Hey everyone, and welcome to Electro Giant TV. Today we are diving into one of the wildest paradoxes in the entire gaming industry. It's the story of a company that is so unbelievably successful that its idea of a failure is what pretty much everyone else would call a massive runaway hit.
I mean, seriously, think about that question. Why on earth would a company just kill a game that's pulling in over $100 million? It sounds completely crazy, right? But for the gaming giant Supercell, that $100 million was a disappointment. And to understand why, we've got to solve this very, very expensive puzzle.
All right, first things first. Let's meet the game at the center of this whole mystery, our so-called failure, Squad Busters.
Now, on paper, this game was an absolute home run. I mean, it launched in May of 2024 with this huge marketing push, with Hollywood stars and everything. By the end of that year, it had raked in over $100 million, and get this, it even won Apple's Game of the Year award. Everything was pointing to a smash hit.
But then, just a few months later, Supercell drops this bombshell of a statement. Disappointed, fell short of expectations. Wait, what? How can a game that's made $100 million and won a huge award be a disappointment? The math just doesn't add up.
And that disappointment had some pretty serious consequences. Supercell didn't just, move some people around. No, they shut down development completely. They literally gave an expiration date to a game that millions of people were playing. This wasn't a stumble. They deliberately pulled the plug.
So to figure out the motive here, we have to understand the world that Supercell operates in. Their standard for what makes a successful game isn't just high, it is almost impossibly high. See, they don't just make hit games, they operate in what I'm calling the billion-dollar club.
First up, you have the king of the castle, Clash of Clans. This isn't just a game, it's a global phenomenon that has made over $10 billion. Let that sink in. This is the bedrock of the entire Supercell empire.
And they didn't stop there. Then you've got their second monster hit, Clash Royale. It basically invented its own genre and has brought in over $3 billion, another certified mega hit. And the pattern just keeps going with their third major success, Brawl Stars, which has cruised past the $2 billion mark pretty comfortably. You starting to see the picture here? For them, $1 billion isn't a miracle, it's the benchmark.
So when you actually look at their top games all laid out like this, it starts to click. That $100 million, for them, that's practically a rounding error. Their fifth most successful game is knocking on the door of $1 billion. This shows you that at Supercell, a hit isn't just a game that makes money. It's a game that has the potential to make billions and be played for a decade or more.
But this isn't just about launching brand new games. A super important clue to how they think is actually hidden in what they did with one of their older games. And trust me, this part of the story is really telling.
The game we're talking about is Brawl Stars. Long after it launched, at an age when most mobile games are basically fading into memory, something absolutely incredible happened. Supercell's own CEO called its comeback in 2024 historic.
Just look at these numbers. It's wild. In 2023, Brawl Stars brought in a very respectable $112 million. But then in 2024, its revenue just exploded to almost $680 million. That is a 500% jump for a 5-year-old game, making it their #1 earner for the year. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of deep dive, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out.
So, how in the world did they pull this off? Well, it wasn't a fluke. It was a very deliberate plan. They beefed up the development team, they started pumping out way more content and updates, they took some big, calculated risks, and, maybe most importantly, they gave that team total freedom to bring the game back to life. They saw the potential was still there, and they doubled down on it, hard.
And all of this brings us to the very heart of the matter, the secret philosophy, the internal rulebook that explains everything. See, Supercell isn't just trying to make hit games, they are trying to make what they call forever games. So what is a forever game? Well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a game that's built to last for years, maybe even decades. Think of it like a classic board game or a major sport. The goal isn't just a quick buck. The goal is to create something truly timeless that can generate billions over a very, very long time.
And this quote from their CEO, Ilkka Paananen, just nails it. They bet on people, not just on ideas. The whole belief system is that a truly great, long-lasting game can only come from a team that feels empowered and has the freedom to create. They're not just funding games, they're investing in the creators who can actually build a forever game.
And this is where the cold, hard numbers tell the story of why Squad Busters didn't make the cut. In its first month, yeah, it made a solid $24 million. But compare that to Clash Royale, which launched with $115 million in its first month. The early numbers for Squad Busters just didn't scream future billion-dollar franchise.
Okay, so now we can connect all the dots. We can finally see the logic, as cold as it might be, behind killing a $100 million game. It's all about paying a steep price for a shot at immortality.
And here it is, the logic laid bare. Step 1, the only goal is to make forever games. Step 2, the standard for success is billions, not millions. Step 3, if a new game doesn't look like it's on that multi-billion-dollar path right from the start, then relative to their goals, it's a failure. Step 4, you have to kill that failure, even if it's profitable. And step 5, you take all of those amazing people and all that money and you refocus everything on finding the next Clash of Clans.
It's a ruthless strategy for sure, but it is also incredibly focused. And it really leaves us with this fascinating question about ambition, doesn't it? When your goal is to build a legacy that lasts forever, is $100 million today even worth it? What does success truly mean? Something to think about.